This world shall know pain.
Krogdalo, the spirit of the wind and earth, had 3 children, Arjunat, Dine, and Doom. The eldest was Arjunat, the one who resembled the wind. Arjunat had 2 wings and could freely soar and glide in the air. One day, Arjunat met and befriended Sakrua, the daughter of the sun. Sakrua was just and passionate like the sun, while Arjunat's soul was free-roaming, and this caused a lot of quarrels between them. Their friendship began to drift further apart. Sakrua and Arjunat ended up getting into a big argument, and Sakrua grew so angry that she melted away Arjunat's wings, and she fell to the earth. Sakrua was punished and thrown out of the heavens for hurting Arjunat. Arjunat, Dine, and Doom all lived in the woods of Kamasovia. Dine was the forest's most adored. She was the second child of Krogdalo. With her fearsome golden horn, she protected the forest from any invaders. As the protector of the forest, she was loved and worshipped in Kamasovia. Doom was the youngest and the master of flames. Every step she made created a searing blaze. The Kamasovian forests were protected from her flames. Dine and Arjunat were the only ones that could get close to Doom without being burned. Every other creature in the forest feared and avoided Doom. Over time, Doom grew lonely, and her sisters could not fill the emptiness in her heart. Hadum's servant, Ibidor the snake, saw Doom reflected in its mirror. Ibidor went to Kamasovia and met Dine. Ibidor pretended to be in desperate need of help, and with fake tears, Ibidor said there was a huge flock of red crows filling up the skies and leading everyone to their death. Dine was fooled by the snake and rushed off to the misty forest. While Dine was distracted, Ibidor approached Doom and said, "I am Ibidor, the one who protects the mirror of the rift. I can see the struggle within your heart. Oh, you homeless creature, listen to what I have to say. You don't belong in this forest. Look at your sisters. The forest calls out to them, but not to you. You are bound by the shackles of the burning flames. You should not let your power control yourself. If you are still roaming aimlessly in the fog and searching for an answer to your existence, come, follow me to the end of the world. There is someone who awaits you past the endless desert and Hell's Gate. The one you meet will understand you the way you are, and you'll be able to roam the world freely together." Dine arrived at the forest where the snake had said red crows had gathered, but the forest appeared to be peaceful as usual. Dine asked one of the fairies if they had seen any red crows or a small snake. The fairy said they had seen neither, but they were excited because a fairy was just born, and they were going to name her Ramataransam. Dine knew now that she had been tricked and ran back to Krogdalo's trace, but Doom was already gone. Dine felt that she had failed to protect her family. She realized she needed to find Doom at once. Dine started chasing after Doom, and the trail led towards the land of the dragons. Arjunat stopped Dine near the old wisdom tree. Arjunat wanted to go with Dine to look for Doom, but she was still injured and missing her wings, so she wasn't able to leave Kamasovia. While Doom had been traveling through the land of the dragons, her flames started a forest fire. Dine arrived to find the area engulfed in flames. She stood on top of a boulder, blackened with fire, and roared. A golden aura circled the scorched forest, and the area began to spring with life again. Even with the fire put out and Doom gone from the area, Dine had to use the water of life from Evergart Falls and traces of her breath to stop Doom's power from setting fire to the forest again. Before leaving to follow Doom, Dine came across a villager that had been badly injured while trying to run away from a bear. Dine healed their injuries. Dine also gave them a shining leaf to keep and said, "If the one with the wings of wind ever comes here, tell her to follow the path of water." Doom reached Valencia and climbed up to a high canyon where she could see the snake's nest. She gazed up at the stars in the sky and left a part of her power behind. Doom traveled into the desert and disappeared into a soaring sandstorm. Dine made it to Sangran Bazaar and searched all over the desert for Doom. While searching, she breathed into the hot sand and cool spring water came out from the ground. That spot became known as Ilabab Oasis. Time passed and Dine never stopped searching. Arjuna waited in Kamasovia. Her wings eventually healed and her feathers grew back. One day, people in Valencia started seeing fires start randomly where there was nothing to burn, and the spirits in Kamasovia could feel a familiar yet fiery energy on the wind. Sekrua, who had been traveling between the earth and sky, saw a giant flame rise and a flaming horse run across the desert. She thought it may be Ardunat, who had changed forms to get revenge, or possibly one of her sisters. During a side quest in the story, you can give Sekrua one of Ardunat's feathers. She's relieved to find out that Ardunat has regained her wings, and she thinks it's time they reconciled. You can also give Sekrua Dine's leaf, which gives her enough power to return home. In return, she lets you know where to find Doom at the Ginvinya lava crater, and gives you Ardunat's Song of Wind that she had stolen from her. You can follow the trail of fire up to the top of the Ginvinya lava crater and find Doom. There, Doom says that she traveled beyond Hell's Gates, but she could not find the person the snake had mentioned. All she found were cries of agony in the burning heat. That's not what she had wanted. She didn't know how much time had passed there, but she made it back to this world. Dine finally found Doom while running through the desert. Dine asked Doom to return, but Doom said she couldn't because she would never get along with the others. Maybe someone with the help of the Black Spirit could tame her flames and run across the world together one day. What about you?